walking through those doors 12 years ago with my senior buddy, Elisa, and I was conscious of the immense amount of people watching my every move. Granted, I do not recall most of the presentation because of my focus on side conversations with my friends about important things like nap time and recess. But one of the most striking things that I remember is how nearly everyone in the stands was smiling, as though they really wanted to be there. I thought to myself, they must really like it here. Why else would they look like they're enjoying a bunch of speeches? I had the feeling that Randolph was something special. And boy, was I right. As I've learned over the years, Randolph becomes a place that's familiar and comfortable, somewhere fueled by community and trust. Randolph is a family, and truthfully, very few schools can say the same. Of course, a lot has changed since 2005, not least significantly, the people who've been here since then. As a kindergartner, there were few things we did or could do on our own. Our parents were always the ones that had to feed us, dress us, even remind us to use the restroom when we may forget. Depending on which stage of life we're currently a part of, some of those things, if not all, are tasks that we are now able to complete on our own. The fact that we are all at different stages of life may seem like a differentiating factor, and in some ways it is. But in reality, it's part of what makes us all the same. You see, at some point in each of our lives, we were completely dependent upon another person for practically everything, from learning to brush our own teeth, to transitioning from riding in the passenger seat of a car, to driving a car ourselves. We gradually become more independent as years pass. Most of the time, becoming independent is viewed as a sign of maturity and responsibility, or at least that's what we're told. But for those of us going through it, the small steps can be just as scary as the big ones. We will often try to act like we know what we're doing to make ourselves seem more independent because we're afraid of failing or asking for help. I'm here to tell you that although it is healthy to do things on your own, it's important and perhaps even vital to ask questions and accept help when it's available. Whether we're struggling with understanding how rocks form in geology class or feel completely lost in Mrs. Hilling's world of DNA transcription and translation, the discouragement we feel when facing adversities both inside and outside of school is normal. Take dancers, for example. I know people my age who've been dancing for 15 years, which is most of their life up until this point. And they're capable of incredible twists and turns that I can barely even begin to comprehend. Do you think that 10 years ago they could have performed all the numbers they do now? Or that they even know how to tell apart dance steps? I'm guessing probably not. No way, right? They had to learn through trust and reliance, just like we all do when we're learning something new. We depend on our coaches and teachers because they have experienced similar things and want to help us grow and learn. It's through the process of watching, listening, and learning from others that we build up knowledge about how to do certain tasks. These tools are what make it possible for us to try something on our own, allowing us to create our own experiences and make our own mistakes. Only then will we have the resources to become truly independent. If there's one thing I hope you remember from this morning, it's that sometimes you have to allow yourself to be dependent before you can become independent. It's okay to tell your dad that you don't understand that multiplication table your teacher gave you for homework. Trust me, it's better than giving up, and it's never silly to admit when you need help. School doesn't have to just be a bunch of buildings you see every day with the same hallways and same people. If you take a second look, you don't have to look hard, you'll see that Randolph is a family more than anything else. There's one thing I know to be true. It's that our teachers may have been hired to help us, but they actually want to do it too. Believe it or not, they don't want us to fail any more than our parents do. The fact of it is, they all want us to make it to and through college, whether or not our parents' primary motivation is to finally get us out of the house. At times, it may seem like our teachers are pushing us until we break or fail, but they're challenging us so that we can realize our full capacity and ability to resolve problems on our own. Without a community of people guiding us through the journey of becoming independent, our parents would still be tying our shoelaces. The point is, life is a process, and not necessarily a simple one or one that comes naturally. Spending 13 years in school takes up a significant portion of that process. And in a place as wonderful and supportive as Randolph, a lot of our struggles and transitions will feel a little less burdensome when we learn from our own experiences and the experiences of others. To the kindergarten class of 2031, there will be times throughout this year and the rest of your life when something will seem so hard that all you want to do is give up. I want you to know this. You are more than capable of making it through on your own, but you never have to do it alone. I know great things await you, and I cannot wait to see how your independence paves the way for the rest of your lives. Thank you.